Today I'll be ranking every race from worst to best in Shinobi Life 2. If you enjoy this video or find it helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. Before we get into the rankings, I want to mention that all races are extremely good. Any of these races are better than no race at all. So even if a race is at the bottom of the list, it doesn't mean it's complete trash. So with that out of the way, let's get into the rankings. At number 5 I have Shark. Shark is extremely situational as a race. You have to play around water bloodlines and stay in the water. Even with lots of good perks, this race is completely useless if you don't want to change up your moveset to play around the race and aren't in a map with water. But when a map does have water, it's a really good race. Even if you don't have water abilities in your moveset, you still have passive Kai regeneration and doubled speed in water. But that is really the end of the pros of Shark. The E-spec is the worst out of all the races, and is only good for people without Dagewire or Senko Kunai. It's also extremely slow and useless in PvP, so in the end it's pointless to use. Number 4 is going to be Puppet. This is a bit controversial, but I think that Puppet is really underwhelming. The only pro of this race is the movement from the double dashes in the air, but besides that, the perks aren't good. The immunity to burn damage is pretty useless because you're still going to be affected by stuns and initial damage. For example, Pyromania's 6th is still going to ragdoll you and do lots of damage, and you're still going to be combo extended with other moves. At least with poison immunity and snake, you gain health and don't take any damage. And the E-spec. This is the most disappointing E-spec out of all the races. When it was showcased, it looked really good. But when I tried it out, it was nothing I expected. If you didn't know, the E-spec pulls people towards you and allows you to extend combos. But the problem is, the E-spec has barely any stun on it, and if you don't extend fast enough, you'll be countered. It also has a 20-second cooldown, which is 2 more than Dagewire. It's basically just a worse Dagewire in every way. But it's not like the E-spec is completely bad. It's a good alternative if you don't have Dagewire, and it's still good for traveling. Number 3 is going to be Snake. Everything about Snake is useful, but sometimes it's just not as good as other races. The best perk for Snake is going to be its snake travel. While running, you summon a snake and run faster. This is very useful for closing the distance in combos and overall travel. For example, using the snake travel to get to an opponent after dynamic stomp barrage. But besides snake travel, we also have poison regeneration. Any move that deals poison damage heals snake users. This is a complete counter to people who use acid as a damage element. But you will still be affected by moves that block break like acid wave. This is a really good perk as it basically nullifies a lot of moves from acid. But it may not be as useful as people think, considering not a lot of people are going to be using acid because of this race. Other than these 2 perks, we have Snake's E-spec. The E-spec teleports you to wherever your crosshair is and stuns enemies. It has a 20-second cooldown and takes 30,000 Kai. This is a really good combo extender, and also a good move for catching people off guard. The range is decent, and if people aren't careful, they will have to force to auto dodge or get comboed. The only real downside is that 30,000 Kai will easily diminish your Kai bar if you are using other high Kai moves. But other than that, this race is extremely good and is one of the only races that I wouldn't be mad at spinning. At number 2 I have Shinobi. Shinobi is all about movement. It has triple jump and double dashes, making it really good for evading attacks and making enemies lose sight of you. The triple jump propels you very high in the air, making it perfect for evading moves like Tetsuo Kaijin first and buying time to charge Kai. The counterpart to the triple jump are the double dashes. Double dashes will be best used accompanied with wide dashes. With the 2, you can easily cover lots of ground and evade most attacks with ease. With just these 2 perks, Shinobi is already insanely good. The ceiling for the race is very high and the floor isn't too low. But besides that, let's move on to Shinobi's E-spec. The E-spec is a combo extender that throws exploding kunais and teleports you to opponents. It's best used at close range because the kunais take some time to go through the air, so the farther you are from someone, the worse the spec will become. But overall the spec isn't too bad. Of course, Dage wire will be better than it. But if you don't have or want to use Dage wire, this E-spec isn't too bad. To probably a lot of people's surprise, Celestial is the best race in Shinobi Life 2. If you've ever played against someone with Celestial, you'll know how annoying the race is. The main perk of the race is a flight dash that covers lots of distance and can be cancelled by using moves. This alone makes Celestial so versatile. You can fly into the air to charge Kai, you can fly to start a combo, or you can fly to evade someone. And because the flight dash takes no stamina or Kai, there is no downside to using it. But this isn't all. Celestial also gives 2000 extra mode and decreased damage taken while blocking. Even if the strong resistance while blocking isn't as useful of a perk as the others, it really doesn't matter because of how good the other perks are. This is one of the only races in the game that is good in PvE and PvP. It has insane travel potential and the extra mode allows you to grind for longer. And in PvP, the flight can be used in literally any way you want, and the mode buff can be insanely useful for modded battles. The final part of Celestial is the E-spec. To be completely honest, this spec is pretty mid. You shoot multiple purple orbs, and the final orb puts enemies into an air combo. The only problem is that the startup is pretty long. If you haven't caught on yet, most of these race specs are pretty useless because Dage wire exist. Anyways, that is it. Let me know if you guys want me to do more rankings in the future and comment below your thoughts on my rankings. Bye.